Hey, this is Kurt the Boat Doctor down at the Big Booming Wide. Nice sign, huh? Boat of the month. Look at that. That's what it's going to be, the Boat Doctor Boat of the Month. The 270 Admiral. Can't see it very well, but it's up there. But hey, we got this boat here is going to be our special. We have all these other ones you can take a peek at as well. But anyway, this is a steal on this one. A person can save probably 30-40 grand on this boat. I think it's low 190s on this here, but check with the salesman on it to see the bottom dollar on this. It's got to go. It's brand new, but it is a 2023, so they'll lose a little money at the low 90s. But hey, you got to do what you got to do, because bang for the buck if you're looking to go out tuna fishing and out in the ocean or bigger water. This is the boat. You got these twin 250s, powerhouse on these. They're the 4.2 liter. You got a right hand rotation, you got a left hand rotation. You got your zincs right here. You got the Yamaha Salt 2 props on it. That's good. You can see if you check them out, they're thick and they're angled, and then they get sharp and thin as you go down. It cuts the water, less vibration. Left hand goes left hand, and then right hand. That's how you can tell, unless they put a right hand prop on the left hand motor, then of course that ain't gonna work so hot. But these are correct. So I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, they got videos on this. I took it out once before. It actually did really good. I don't think I had the porpoise problem on this one. And they do have hydro fins that go on here that look slicker than hell. I did it on Parker, the guy had, and it made a big difference. But I think this boat handled good, if I remember. But anyway, your drain plugs up under here, and your offshore is independent, all aluminum. You got a plug up underneath that. You can always come back here. And you can pretty much tell hollow, so there shouldn't be any water in that. Recessed trim tabs, I like that idea. Or they're flush up there, so if, say, you didn't have the trailer winch adjusted quite right, you wouldn't be running them trim tabs up on top of them bunks. So that's nice. You got your heavy duty load guides on there, triple axle trailer. You got your freshwater flush, stainless steel prop shaft, drive shaft, 2 coats of clear, 2 coats of primer, special paint. They silicone the slides. You got your trim button here. You got twin, which I highly recommend it, especially if you do autopilots, to go to the twin cylinders or U-Flex. Those there, don't over tighten those inspection caps. If you do, there's a little O-ring, you can squish them out. You just hand tighten them, non-skid matting on the offshore bracket. Now on these as well, a little tidbit, they have a bullet flusher and then your standard flusher. On these motors here, when you're doing it at the house, you should use one of those, and then so you're using 2 earmuffs. And then on this one, make sure it's one that feeds the water to the other side as well, so you're getting water from both sides. But say you didn't have the bullet flusher there, get some duct tape, tape that so you get maximum water flow through that. And like I say, I know this was in the 40s. It was real peppy, if I remember right. Very stable, heavy reverse chine hole, deep V, zinc on the back, nicely done on the wiring harnesses. No, it ain't sloppy like the old days. They used to have all the cables just flop down all over the place. So this was hydraulic and DEC controlled. On the motors, ladder, pop out cleats, high bow rails. Looks like you're gonna go out and harpoon a whale there. Elbow strength up top in the front bow. You got I like the forward leaning window. You got, and these have, yeah, not every boat had that, but these got the pop out windows. I like that to get ventilation in there. It's kind of cool. Some had it and some didn't. And you got big trumpet horn, like I say, nice deep V, so that you get out of the water. It feels like you got a boat underneath you. And then that straight goes from there all the way back and tilts down. And then you have your strakes here, your reverse chine is what I meant here. And then if it was me, I would take this and cut this here down to here. So because of this pulpit, if you had an anchor, you don't want it hitting that. And you got your nice easy loader triple axle trailer, 2 5/16 inch ball, heavy duty chains, brake fluids up underneath there, anchor drain right there, big cleat off there, which I like it there because I can take a rope, tie it off here and onto here when you're doing it by yourself, so the boat just can't take off on you. Not that it would anyway, because it's carpeted bumps. And let's go around. Gear bath oil hubs, brakes on all 3. When the gear oil is brown's good, white's bad. Kicker bracket. And then let's go on the inside. Grab, oh, I kind of like that too. So you can use that for a grab handle. Now look at the room you got in this boat. I mean, jeez. You know, you got so much room, it looks wide to boot. I think this is a little bit wider boat, if I remember right. I can't remember, it's like a little over 9 feet wide, I think. Inspection cap, primer bulb, deck lights. Here, primer bulb for the port motor, that's for the starboard motor. You got fish boxes, and this had the big fish box, and this is how to get to your water separators, cell bailing deck with the flappers. And if you notice, this is where they gain a lot of their room on this boat. Your batteries ain't back here, they're up inside the cabin, because you really don't want it on your deck so much. But this is where you gain room, because if the batteries were on the inside or back here, this part here would be out to here. You just ate up a lot of room in your boat. Pop this up, auto float, seacock valves. You got a water separator. That's for your wash down right there. And that's your valve right there for the fish boxes. Reinforced on the back. Them plates there for the onshore bracket, as well as right there. So they did that right. And yeah, this did have the large one. So this is the macerator one. You have to hit the switch up front to pump that out. You need to get that clean. But again, if you're looking for a good tuna boat, for this price, you really ain't gonna beat it, because there's a lot of room in this boat. And then you got your inspection cap to get to your fuel tank. And then safety lanyards, you have to have 2. You have to have one up front, one back here, because if you don't have one here, the motors won't even start up front. Plus you can start them from back here as well. Yep, fish box, there's a switch up front as well to pump those out, and that's that valve that I showed you back there. There's your gas, nice wide walk around, grab handles, deck lights, window stop, nice big plates. Now these are DEC controls. So you got to remember, here's your trim right here, trim here, starboard port motor, that's if you have 3. Now you have to have the key on to operate these, so you remember to turn the key on. Now if the light ain't on here, all you do is you hit the station. Now they should come on solid blue. If it doesn't, that means one of these are probably in, you think it was in neutral right there, but it's in reverse. So you want to maybe check, if this keeps blinking every time you hit it, that means one of these stations is not in neutral. And when you hit that, you can just hit single lever and just run one lever right here. It drains in here, so you can hose out in here. And these are recoverable boats, which is nice. And I really like these, because sometimes it gets hot in there. You can just pop these open just a little bit, and you can just run it like this, just a little bit, and get some ventilation in here. So some people don't like these, but I sure do. And there's your lock for it, wipers. You got your CL5 gauge, which is nice. It does your fuel flow, trim, hours, trips. It does a lot, so those are dynamite to have, because that way you don't have to get the interface onto your display unit. You can do a nice 12-inch, maybe a 16-inch right here. If I could get a 16-inch, I'd put a 16-inch Garmin in there, 86-16. You got trim tabs, you got start, again, safety lanyard, key. And then I like these style buttons a heck of a lot better. These push-ins with their resets. So then you got your accessories, forward bilge, aft bilge, fish boxes, that's in back, washdown pump, spreader lights were on top of the roof back there, anchor light, nav lights, horn, and then you've got your off and slow for your speed on your wipers. Then you have some more switches right back down here. Deck lights, fish box center. That's the center one to pump it out. So if you got fish box, oh, I see. Fish box, that's the ones on the back right here. So fish box, port and starboard. And then this is for your center one. And then right in here is to get to all your DEC controls. And then you got the VTS, which is really nice. It's like built-in cruise control as well. Porta pots. You got some nice storage up there, plus a bed, closing door, anchor to get to the anchor box. And you got your foot rest right here. You got your shock with your bottom out, just like a car. These are actually good seats. They work good without bouncing a lot. Then you open that up, that's storage. And there's where you're going to put your battery switch right back there. And then your batteries are down here. And this section right here. You could put a board actually across the top of that and use this for storage is what you could use this for. That's your mid bilge pump. That's storage. And this is to get to the back of your helm. You can put your autopilot pump back there if you wanted to. You slide down window here. Good visibility, light.